You know, a lot of people this day and age tend to still think it's funny. I have my eyes opened a little bit this morning because I ran over to my forums on thekingofhate.com and there was a post from a new poster, and I said, let me take a look at this post. And the post basically said this: usually I'm a person who considers themselves a detractor of Phil. I do not watch his videos. I only watch This Is How You Don't Play, but there have been very few detractor videos recently, so I figured I would actually give Phil, you know, a chance, and I decided to watch his pre-stream and the first part of his Firewatch playthrough because I was intrigued by this game. Everyone seems to be talking about this game this week. I checked it out and I was pleasantly surprised. Phil was not making, you know, was not complaining about the game constantly, was not insulting the game devs constantly, wasn't making sex jokes constantly, which seem to be the things that everyone still thinks he does, because when you look at the This Is How You Don't Play videos, that's pretty much what they highlight. The few moments where those things may be happening, they try to make that as if that's the entirety of my game playthroughs, which they're not. But, you know, I started watching it, I got hooked, I'm pleasantly surprised. If this is some of the changes that Phil's making in 2016, you know, this could be a great thing for him. And I read this post, and I'm like, if that doesn't open your eyes to what the outsider of someone who doesn't watch my stuff but only watches these negative videos on YouTube, if that doesn't open your eyes to, like, their viewpoint, because seriously, I mean, let's face it, you know, from 2008 to 2012, I was popular on YouTube as being a YouTube gamer, right? You know, I was the guy who I would play games on launch day, I would play them from start to finish within 2 to 3 days, and I would have the full playthroughs up relatively quickly. Now, I wasn't good at the games most of the time. In fact, if you remember, when I was getting started from, you know, 2008, I had jumped back into gaming after being away from gaming from such a long time because I was off playing competitive Street Fighter, and I really wasn't into console gaming or anything like that. I was just playing Street Fighter for a long-ass time. So I was jumping back into these games, and I was doing terribly. I mean, let's be honest here. I was flubbing the games, not knowing what I was doing. I was swearing constantly. I was getting super pissed at the games. I was yelling and screaming at the game devs. And, you know, it became a running joke where I would play a game and I would kind of suck at it. A lot of the times I wouldn't even pay attention to the tutorials or whatever early on in the games. And then I would suck at them, and I would rage. And that was kind of the hook. A lot of people thought that was something interesting. Here's a guy who's a Joe Average gamer, and he's taking a crack at these games of which he's never played these kind of games before. He's sucking at them. It's funny to see him rage, and it's also funny to see him persevere, you know, after being so bad at the game for a long-ass time. You know, yeah, he insults the game devs or whatever, but that's the running joke. And I became popular, super popular on YouTube for doing that. From 2008 to 2012. Why all of a sudden in 2012... it became a negative thing, and people flipped it on its head and said, oh, he sucks at games, he doesn't deserve any kind of notoriety or attention, why would anyone watch this guy's stuff, when all he does is swear and curse and make sex jokes and blah blah blah. And, you know, I don't know, I'll be honest, you know, it's weird because I definitely know that over the years, I've done this on YouTube, I've talked about this many times in the past couple of years, that I've evolved as a person. I've evolved not only as a content creator, but as a person. I've become a lot more mature. I've become a lot more serious. I feel that when I do this ongoing streams and gameplay, and I share this with you, that this is not just me. Yes, it is just about me enjoying the game. Of course, if I'm not enjoying the game, you're not going to enjoy what you're watching either, but I want to give these games a fair shake. There's a lot of games these day and age that I'm trying out that normally in the past, I never would have given the time of day. This game that I just played this week, Unravel. Are you kidding me? Do you really think I would have played that kind of game like, say, 2010? Absolutely not. I would have said, forget that. It's not a big release. It's not a big deal. It's a cutesy little platformer. Screw this piece of shit. And I would have never given it the time of day. And that is such a close-minded, seriously, it's such a close-minded approach, in my opinion, especially now that my horizons have been broadened in the past few years to so many great indie games and so many great smaller games that I always skipped over and I never paid attention to, right? And then you look at these gems, these diamonds in the rough, like Undertale. My God, what a great game, and I didn't play it in 2015 because I was so busy with the big games, right? So I feel I have matured, you know? And not to say that when I'm playing a game, am I never gonna make a sex joke? Of course not. I'm gonna make it when I feel it's either funny or it's appropriate to make that kind of a thing. You know what I mean? You know? And it's okay to actually, you know, every once in a while. Now, if the entire playthrough, dicks, ass, titties, nipples, fuck, shit, dicks, anal, you know, double penetration, okay, you have a point. But I haven't done that. Are you kidding me? You know how long it's been since I've been like that during a game playthrough? Like, a million years. I really do feel that I have progressed and grown as a person and a gamer. I'd say probably in 2013 when I started live streaming, when I started direct capture, I started to open up more to viewer feedback and stop being so obstinate and so stubborn and pig-headed about stuff. And I said, no, I have to get feedback from my customer base and I have to improve or else I'm not going to survive. You know, so people right now are actually calling out their favorite, kind of more smaller level indie playthroughs or games that I wouldn't have played, like Valiant Hearts. Ocelot in the stream chat says Valiant Hearts is his fave indie playthrough of mine. Of course, Hol is saying Persona 4. Yeah, these are games I never would have checked that out. You know what I mean? You know, I never would have done that kind of stuff. So I'm happy that I've become different. Now here's the thing though, and this is funny, I'm reading this forum post, and I'm like, yeah, because the bottom line is, most people who know me from the this is how you don't play videos or the negative shit that these teenagers, let's be honest, they're young adults, who for whatever reason are trying to seek some kind of attention for themselves, which is why they do these negative videos. If that's all you watched, you would still think I'm the same. You would still think that I've never changed, I've never improved, I've done absolutely nothing, I don't listen to feedback. That's the thing, Phil doesn't listen to feedback. You would have to be a complete misinformed idiot to make that statement in this day and age. I directly listen to feedback and directly improve and change things now based off of feedback. Just yesterday I put out a review for Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. And based off of the feedback that I received on my earlier review this year on Fallout 4, I directly changed the review. I made it more abridged and shorter. I had less text covering the screen. I had a much quicker intro that cut out the old Hateful Truth intro because people said, no, that's the old school, go to a totally new format. I changed so many things based off of feedback. And I'm doing this constantly now. Like, all the time, I'm trying to listen and improve, you know? The whole idea this year that I'm doing not just raw gameplay anymore, but I'm doing streaming and raw gameplay on DSP Gaming, I'm doing edited style content on KO Gaming, and I'm doing increased amounts of vlogging, reaction videos, and stuff like that over on the King of Hate vlogs. Like, all of that is a direct result of listening and, you know, improving based off of what people tell me. And so, I mean, I'll be honest here. It's disheartening, it's disappointing, and it's eye-opening when I read a post like the one that I read this morning on the forums basically saying there are thousands of people out there who think that basically I'm a dickhead piece of shit because these kids are still making these stupid, one-sided, completely erroneous and unfair videos about me. You know, if you want to make it, you want to talk about my Metal Gear Solid 2 playthrough, that's one thing. That playthrough was from, what, 2012? But to say that things like, I'll be honest, playthroughs like Bloodborne or Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm sorry, and you know, I'm gonna stick up for myself here. I really took the effort to do well in those games. Whether it was in Bloodborne, you know, playing and practicing, and yeah, I did a lot of offline grinding, but in a lot of ways that actually made me a lot better at the game too. And I took my time to explore every little area of the game. I fought all the secret bosses in the game. You know what I mean? Like, I really put a lot of time and effort into my Bloodborne playthrough last year. And then Metal Gear Solid 5, are you kidding me? That was a game that I played for a month straight. I did almost all of the optional content besides the repetitive grinding missions. I really, again, made an effort to learn the sneaking. And if you actually watched the playthrough, instead of these one-sided bullshit videos, you would see that 95% of the time, I actually did well. I gave Kojima tons of props, both in the playthrough and in my review of the game. And the negative shit that people say, oh, Phil sucked at Metal Gear Solid 5. That is an erroneous statement. It's 100% erroneous. No, I didn't suck. And a lot of people would say, well, it's the easiest game in the franchise. Fair enough. Then why is there a This Is How You Don't Play video? And why are there thousands of kids who think that I'm terrible at that game, when in reality, I was very good at it? You know? It's annoying. And it's very frustrating, you know? And for someone like me, you know, this is, you know, for someone like me who this is my business, this is my livelihood, this is something I love doing. I mean, I wouldn't still be doing it, trust me, with all the shit that I've gone through recently, between fucking DDoS attacks and swatting and personal harassment and threats, being doxxed, getting all kinds of fucking copyright strikes and shit against my channels that are completely illegitimate, and then going through contract renegotiations and not even knowing this year if I'm gonna keep my business afloat. Do you really think I would be fucking doing this if I didn't like this? You know? Seriously, you know what I mean? And it sucks that I really have no defense against it. I can't stop people from making those videos. I can't. I have no legal recourse because YouTube does not allow you to take legal recourse unless you sue people. So unless I spend thousands of dollars for a lawsuit for every video that I want to try to get taken off of YouTube. It will never happen. And sorry, I'm not filthy rich. And, you know, I don't have the power to do it. And it sucks because a lot of people say, well, you know, these other big YouTubers, there's people who do it too, but they roll with the punches. It's like, yeah, because they're big YouTubers. When you have hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of views on every video, when you have millions of subs, it doesn't matter if a few people make negative videos about you. The difference was I was at a point in my career, say around 2011, 2012, right? When I was very different from where YouTube was going, and I was one of the few people kind of holding out with these long-form Let's Plays. And because of, I was such a different style from what other people were doing and being successful, I was an easy target. And keep in mind, I was kind of alone on YouTube. I wasn't in a group where I had the support of other YouTubers or anything like that. I was completely alone. And, you know, you see other people who kind of have watched my style of content, and they themselves have mixed it up or evolved or changed it, and they've become successful on YouTube, and that's a great thing. But I became kind of the brunt of, oh, this guy's just playing games on YouTube and doesn't deserve success. And it sucks because I have nothing to, you know, to really do it, again, to protect myself, you know what I mean? Really. I'm not really sure what I could do. But when I read this forum post, and I was, like, almost touched. I was like, damn, there's people out there who really would enjoy my stuff if they would just give it a shot. And not believe these really nasty, negative things that are still to this day being said about me, even though they're completely untrue at this point. You know, like, it would be one thing if back in 2012, every playthrough that I did was just me stomping my feet and screaming and complaining and swearing at game devs and sucking at the game. That's certainly not what it is anymore, right? And, but that's not what you would be led to believe by this shit. So, anyway, I digress. You know, it is what it is. I'm gonna keep pushing forward positively, as you know, at least I know that I've improved, and those of you who are here every single day, know that I've improved, and I'm not that person that I used to be, and I'm happy to know that at least every once in a while there's someone who's willing to give me the time of day and check out my stuff and say, oh wow, Phil really isn't the negative douchebag that a lot of people say that he was, or is, or used to be, or whatever, and, you know, if more people were like that, and if more people would actually give me the time of day rather than just listen to the sheepish group mentality of, you know, this is how you don't play, I think, honestly, I would probably be a top gaming YouTuber. But that's the problem, is I kind of became, the viral mentality, the viral movement to make fun of me rather than actually give me a chance is absolutely insanely ridiculous. You know, hundreds of thousands of views that go on these negative one-sided bullshit videos that are completely fucking untrue. Anyone could take anything that someone does and only highlight the fails and the rage and the moments of weakness and say that that's who they are all the time. And it's wrong, and it's unfair, and it's bullshit. That's it. I'm not even going to do any plugs today on stream. I just don't feel like it. I really don't. You guys know how you can help me out, spread the word, and my Amazon Associates link, and Patreon, and my girlfriend's business, The Black Current.